What's up guys, welcome back to another one. So today, as you could tell from the title, we're going to be changing up the interior again. I know I do a lot of interior mods, but hey, this is where I spend most of my time and this is what I see all the time. But since we installed this deck, this gloss black has really grown on me and I'm getting tired of the red. So we're going to be changing out the two trim pieces as well as the steering wheel. That's a pretty big upgrade because I don't like playing with airbags. Not sure what we're going to do yet about the shifter trim, if I'm gonna rewrap that or remove it or keep it, but I figure let's do the two trim pieces first, then we'll tackle the steering wheel, seeing as that's more difficult. And I won't be going too in-depth because I already did a video. If you look at the wrap video, it'll show you how to remove the trim, so I don't think I'll be going too in-depth. All you really need is to pry that out with a trim tool, and on this side you just need to unscrew, take apart that panel and then take off that trim. That trim is a huge pain in the ass to remove. Always tons of fun. But let's take a look at what we got. Alright, so this is pretty much everything that we're gonna need. Sockets, a flat screwdriver, Phillips. I just had this laying around. We'll see if we put that in. I have some gloss black wrap here in case we decide to wrap that trim panel. Here's the two trim pieces we'll take a look at. And the big boy. This I got from SMY Performance. Shout out to them because they got this to me within a day. Super quick shipping and price was great and it looks awesome. Everything you see here will be linked in the description, so if you want to check it out, go right ahead. Let's look at the trim first. So let's put this to the side. Alright, so this I got from Speed, and these are the OEM Subaru trim pieces. Here's the part number if you're interested. Open it up. Oh yeah, that is nice. We got the gloss black and red trim. This I think is going to look great. It'll match the faceplate we got for the radio, and I still get to keep a little bit of red in there, which is awesome. Pretty cool. OEM parts, so you know it's going to fit perfectly. Let's take a look at the bigger one. Here is the part number. Ooh, that looks great. I think these come in the Outback or the Tribeca, not sure which model, but they all fit perfectly. Let's take a look. As you can see, our wrap actually held up pretty good and maintained, so let's pop this off. This side, super easy. We'll keep these, maybe we'll rewrap them, who knows. As you can tell, I get bored pretty quick. Now, a replacement just pops right back in. There we go, passenger side's all set. Let's head over to the driver's side. That was the quickest I ever got that out. Sweet. But again, wrap looks good still. Cool. And here's our new piece. Oh yeah. It's in. Down. There we go. Let's take a look. Alright, that's what it looks like, and that looks 100% better. That gloss black and the red combo, definitely a win. Let's take a look at this side. Oh yeah, so much cleaner. And it matches. The trim, I think I'm going to leave the trim the way it is for now. I do have the gloss black, so maybe I'll change that out later on. But for now, I don't think it's too much. Let me know what you think. Alright, so the trim's in. That took less than 3 minutes. So let's get to the more complicated one, the steering wheel. Alright, so these wheels have actually been out for a while, so it's pretty simple. Well, not simple, but there's lots of videos going into big details on how to remove this. First step for sure, disconnect your battery. You don't want this exploding in your face. Second, we got to get to these holes. There's clips in there that we're going to need to put a screwdriver in there to press it in. There's one there. One. I don't know if the camera will focus, but one right here. And then one more on that side. So let's get a thin flat that'll get in there, and we'll press those clips in. Once it's out, I'll show you better what it looks like, or what it is that you need to press. There we go. Alright guys, I ain't gonna lie, this side was a bitch and a half to get to. This one popped out pretty simple. I just pushed it in, found the clip, and pressed up. This side, same thing. You push it in and go this way. The driver's side, oh, that was a pain to get to, but we finally got it. Alright, so we got all the clips out. Now the airbag should be able to remove, and there are a couple clips behind here that need to come out. Okay, that's one. Okay, so there is a little press thing right here to get this out. Let's see if I can show you. You got to press this piece in and it comes out easy, pops right off. Alright, these two, you get your flat, pop these two yellow pieces off first. Right, let me do this with two hands. Once we got the yellow clips off, they just come right off. And we can take this, get this out the way for now. Somewhere safe. Alright, so we gotta disconnect this and be extremely careful with the clock wheel. From everything I saw, you screw this up, you are having a very unpleasant trip back to the dealer. So let's unclip these. Okay, and then we gotta unclip this. Right here. Alright, that's out. Alright, so now that we got this clips disconnected, these three disconnected, we tackle this 17. Now this is only, I think it's 30 foot-pounds that it was tightened with, so it shouldn't be that hard to get it out. Number one thing also, make sure this wheel is straight, because if it's not, you're going to have alignment issues when you're done, and you may have to take it back off to do it again. And I'm not trying to do this more than once. So our wheel looks perfectly straight. If you want, you could take a marker and just put a straight line on the stud itself to make sure it doesn't move when you're taking it off or anything. It doesn't make sense to mark here or here because this whole unit is coming off and being replaced, so you won't see that line. But if you just put the line right here, you'll make sure that this hasn't turned at all. All right, so let's back this off. Got our 17, and let's just see how hard this is. That wasn't hard at all. Alright, and we don't want this to come all the way off because I don't feel like hitting myself in the face. Alright, this is on there. That was it. See, that would have whacked me in the face. Alright, our wheel is loose. Let's take the bolt off. And gently, when you remove this, be careful with this, with the clock spring. Okay, let's leave that alone. Let's go outside and start swapping parts. Alright, before we take a look at the new wheel, let's take this one apart. So, we gotta take this screw out. Okay. Once that's loose, pull this wiring out of the clips. Okay, it's out. And the back should come apart. Oh, we gotta get this clip here out. Okay. Okay, once that's off, just pry this out. Just got the wires. Perfect. Alright, so that's out. Put that down to the side. Here's the screws to take off the 3 pieces. The steering wheel controls, cruise control, and this bottom trim. Let's take that out. Okay, those out, flip this around. And then these should just pop out. There we go. Now, I thought about wrapping this in gloss black as well, but actually I like the gunmetal look, so we'll keep it the way it is. Maybe I won't put that screw back in, so if I change my mind, it's easy to pop that off. So let's take this out and say goodbye to our good old steering wheel. So before we get to the new wheel, we got to remember to take these clips out that hold in. These are the clips that hold in the airbag. So when you're trying to take this out the car, you're basically pressing, this is the bottom of the wheel. You're going from the hole and you push up. That's how you get the bottom out. The sides, the hole is over here. It's at an angle. So when you go in, you got to get this clip and do that, basically. Pry it that way. Same thing on this side. You're coming in on an angle and you're pushing this clip that way. It's a pain in the ass, but you'll get it done. Like I said, the bottom was simple because the hole was perfectly straight up. These two ends were a pain because of where the angle that you have to go at to press this clip. But to take them out, very simple. Just pry it up right here. Take it out. Okay, same thing with this side. Pry it up. And you just pop out. Alright, so now this wheel is completely stripped. Let's get our new wheel in. And there we have it. That's our new wheel. I went with the carbon fiber and perforated leather with the red stripe. Gotta have the red stripe. And this thing looks awesome. Check out the carbon. Really cool. And this wheel will work if you have the automatic as well. They work on both the manual and the automatic. So just in case you're wondering. Let's put this back together now. Let's put these clips back in first. Just goes in and they clip right in. Perfect. As you can see, it's the same ways to get it off. Press that way, push up, and this one goes that way. Alright, let's flip this around. Let's connect back our wires. So the bottom here has these two, and they go into those holes right there, so everything lines up perfectly. Press it in. Same thing on this side. Perfect. Then this guy goes right on the bottom. Again, you got two little thingamabobbers right there, and these will go right into these two holes. There we go. And there's our wheel. Let's flip it around and put the screws in. Again, I don't think I'm going to put the screw in for this one because I might want to pop it back off later, and if I choose to wrap it, I'll be able to. That and the screw to hold this one in, I don't think is that necessary. This clips in and pops in. That's not coming off anytime soon. So let's put the screws in. You can see they're in the holes. Everything lines up. Let's pop our screws back on. We're not touching that one. Okay. Everything is in its correct orientation. And that looks good. Let's finish this up. Once everything's lined up, it just snaps right into place. And we need to make sure our wires go back in their channel. This guy, we got to plug that back into the back over here. Alright, now let's put our screw back over here. There we go. And we got our wheel together. Tell me that don't look good. Alright, let's pop this back in the car. Alright guys, back in the car. Not gonna lie, I like getting in the car when there's no steering wheel. I always wanted a quick attach, but I like my safety. I'm not that young anymore. I need an airbag. So there's our wheel. And now let's connect back this wire. Should have connected that before I put it in here, but it's alright. Now that I looked at it, I don't even think we really needed to disconnect this white clip, because that stays in the wheel. So cool, that's in. Everything else is in. Everything's screwed down. Clips up this part because I might pop that off. Let's feed our airbag wires through carefully. And our wheel is in. Straight. That's perfect. I love the way this thing feels. It's definitely thicker than the factory wheel, and that looks great. And 30 foot-pounds is what you're going to use for this. Just plug right back in to the clock wheel. Okay. Let's put back together our airbag. Snap those in, and you push the yellow locking pins back down. We got our little clip over here. This one right here. Alright. Airbag is back in place. Then you just line it up. There we go. Snaps right in. That looks good. Alright, let's go. I kind of messed up my little decal here, but that's fine. I'm going to take that off anyway. Let's go put the power back on and pray that this doesn't explode. Let's see what happens. Alright, our key's in, our power's on. I'm staying over here because I'm a scaredy cat. We are good to go, no lights. Test the horn. Horn works. Alright guys, there we have it. Steering wheel's in, trim's in, and it looks freaking amazing. Really love the way this came out. Very happy with version 3.0 of the interior. Again, we'll probably end up wrapping the trim in the gloss black later on. Not sure yet. I still like it. I think it's not too much red. I do have a carbon fiber shift knob. Maybe I'll throw that in too. But very happy about how this came out. That steering wheel, it's thick. It feels great. The indentations, your hands just fall into the 9 and 2 position. Maybe I'll do a review on it later on, but for now, very happy with how everything came out. Well, that'll do it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.